welcome you all to today's topic of Part 2 Midnight Visitor. My dear student, we were dealing about Part 1 The Midnight Visitor of Footprint. So today we will be talking about its Part 2. As I told you, it was a lengthy chapter. So I hope you have still remembered yesterday's class about Midnight Visitor. So who are the characters there? Yes, the two agent Ausable, Max, and the writer. Who is the writer here? Fowler. So let us see what happened in this part 2. Now, these are some of the glossary, as I told you before, that if you want, you can write it down in your copy, or else just read it out for your clarification and then go through the pages. Okay, now let us move to the chapter, what it is all about. So this is 3 slides which is full of glossary item. Now let us move to the chapter. So here it is said that after saying this, Ausable closed the door behind him and turned on the light. As soon as the light was turned on, Fowler experienced his first thrill of visiting a secret agent as he saw a man with an automatic pistol standing across the room, and Ausable recognized the man as Max and asked him what was he doing in his room. And when he was supposed to be in Berlin, Max was thin, a bit short, and his face looked a bit like that of a fox. So he seemed harmless except the gun he was holding, and Max said that he wanted the report about the missile, as we were talking about the report he came to take from whom? Ausable, right? And missiles for which Ausable had been. So when he was supposed to be in Berlin, Max was thin, as I have already read, and what happened? He came there to collect the report, that he would be able to keep it more safely. And this is said to create humor, as he just wanted the reports for his own benefit. And Ausable sat down on his own benefit and started speaking. Who? Ausable. So Ausable sat down in the chair and he started speaking that he would definitely have a fight with the management of the hotel, as this was the second time that someone had climbed up from the balcony of the room. Obviously, if you have booked a room in a hotel and suddenly you see that someone is coming inside through the balcony, then definitely you will have a quarrel with the management team, right? So similarly here, Ausable is saying that he will definitely have a fight with whom? Management. And then Fowler looked towards the window and saw that it was an ordinary window and that it was pretty much dark outside. So Max said that he came through the master key and he did not know about the balcony. So Max is saying that how he entered the room. It's not that the balcony, that through that place he will climb and he will enter the room inside. So he came through the master key. As we all know, whoever are thieves, they will be having a master key with them. So similarly, Max is having the master key and he entered through the door, not the balcony. And Max said that he came through the master key and did not know about the balcony. Had he known about it, his work would have become much easier. Now, it was not my balcony, Ausable said with extreme irritation, and it belongs to the next apartment. He glanced exclamatorily at Fowler. You see, he said, this room used to be part of a large unit, and the next room through that door there used to be the living room, and it had the balcony which extends under my window now, and you can get onto it from the empty room 2 doors down, and somebody did last month. The management promised to block it off, but they haven't. Max glanced at Fowler, who was standing stiffly not far from Ausable, and waved the gun with a commanding gesture. Please sit down, he said. We have a wait of half an hour, I think. 31 minutes, Ausable said moodily, and the appointment was for 12:30. I wish I knew how you learn about the report, Max. The little spy smiled evilly. And we wish we knew how your people got the report, but no harm has been done, and I will get it back tonight. What is that? Who is at the door? Fowler jumped at sudden knocking at the door, and Oswald just smiled. That will be the police, he said, as we already read about this, that instead of cop, who was knocking? A waiter. I thought such an important paper as the one we are waiting for should have a little extra protection. And I told them to check on me to make sure everything was all right. So again, the same story, and these are all the glossary items. You need to go through it. And Oswald continued that it was not his balcony, as I told you, and through which people had tried coming in, but was of the next apartment. And he then started explaining things to Fowler, that his room used to be a part of large unit, and he completely depicted the scenario, right? Now, he also told Fowler that the management had told him that they would surely get it blocked, but they still hadn't done so. So Max looked at Fowler, who was standing near Oswald, and Max asked Fowler to sit down as there was still half an hour. So this is all again repeated. So you can know that how this Max came through which way and how he is talking to whom? Oswald, right? So here then suddenly a knock is heard and Max panics. Fowler is also scared by the knock on the door, and Oswald replied to Max's question about who was on the door, and that must be the police. You can see the image. Let me take you close to the picture. You can see the image how Max is standing with a gun towards the other agent and Fowler, right? So instead of the cop who came there, the waiter came, and Max bit his lip nervously, and the knocking was repeated. And what happened? As we know, he jumped. Okay, so the door is unlocked and they will not hesitate to shoot. Max's face was black with anger as he backed swiftly towards the window. He swung a leg over the sill and sent them away. He warned, "I will wait on the balcony, send them away, or I'll shoot and take my chances." So he just scared them out that if you won't send the person back, I will shoot you out, right? So Mr. Oswald, keeping his body twisted so that his gun still covered the fat man and his guest. The man at the window grabs the frame with his free hand to support himself. Then he swung his other leg up and over the windowsill. The doorknob turned, and swiftly Max pushed with his left hand to free himself from the sill and dropped to the balcony, and then as he dropped, he screamed once shrilly. The door opened and a waiter stood there with what? So the door opened and enter a waiter. You can see here a man. Let me take close to the picture. You can see here a waiter, right, with a bottle. He entered inside the room. Okay. Now let us move to the next slides. So the door knob turned. Swiftly Max pushed with his left hand to free himself from the sill and dropped to the balcony, and then as he dropped, he screamed. As we all know that whenever we fall from somewhere, we just scream, right? So here the door opened and a waiter stood there with a tray, a bottle and 2 glasses. "Here is the drink you order for when you return," he said, and set the tray on the table. And he went off, right? So there was no police, and Oswald sighed. "Only Henry, whom I was expecting, but warned that man out on the balcony." Fowler began. "No," said Oswald, "he won't return. You see, my young friend, there is no balcony." So Max became nervous about the situation as the knocking continued, and he just jumped out of it, right? And if he had not let him open the door, the police would enter anyway and would definitely shoot if they saw him with a gun. And Max was angered by the situation and ran quickly, and the knocking on the door grew louder, and someone from outside called "Mr. Oswald" twice. So Max was sitting on the windowsill and was facing inside, so that his gun could be still pointed towards Mr. Oswald and Fowler. And Max then held the windowsill and sat and still with both the legs outside. So he was ready to jump, right? So he jumped from the sill to fall on the balcony, and when he fell, a loud and shrill scream was heard. And when the door opened, a waiter stood, as I have already told you. So in this way, the scenario was And then again Osable asked about the man outside the window, to which Osable replied that he would never come back as there was no balcony and that Max had fallen on the ground from the top floor. So this was all about the story. I hope it was interesting. So I want each of you to go back and turn the pages and read it thoroughly, and if you have any doubt, please clarify your doubt. So thank you all for watching my audio. For any queries, comments, feedback, do comment on my chat box. Till then, have a nice day.